And again, this is assuming a residential 5/8" meter using an average quantity of 6,000 gallons a month. And that is a metric that is a standard for doing studies by. Some people certainly use more, some people certainly use less. But for our purposes, we're looking at this standard. On page 2, you will, or the second slide, you will see the rates numerically that were represented in that bar chart on the previous slide, and represented third, $47.28 for combined water and wastewater, with the low being Orangeburg at $42.10 and the high being the Charleston water system at $96.25. All right, the third page and third slide shows our proposed rate in 2022 compared to the other cities in the study. And we don't know if they're going to raise rates, but we're using the data as it was provided to us at the time of the study. And if we do adopt the rate structure being presented, Sumter in 2022 would remain the third lowest in this comparative group. And you see that dollar amount there. In 2022, the water and sewer total will be $50.06, and that is a $2.78 increase from the current rate. And then following, you will see the current rate and the 5-year projection, again, for the average residential meter, goes from the current rate of $47.28 with an incremental increase on an annual basis through 2026. With the final dollar amount being $63.32. You'll also see represented on this screen other items that are on the water bill, if you will, that goes to the customers, and that includes the stormwater and roll cart, and no adjustments are projected on those amounts, just the total for water and sewer, which is highlighted in yellow. All right, the slide 6 shows a 1-inch meter for 6,000 gallons a month. And those rates go from the current total of $72.18 up to $79.92. And we do have, I think it's 261 residential in-city 1-inch water meter customers. The recommendation we're bringing to you today is to adopt this 5-year water and sewer rate plan, which does incorporate small incremental adjustments each year to both the water and sewer rate structure as it currently is.
With that, Mr. Mayor, members of council, we'll be happy to answer any questions that Larry talked about before and shown you. It's been a little while since, but again, we want to be very measured, as Parker says, with small incremental year by year rather than all at one time. And
yeah, Mr. McCormick, I guess obviously the financial health and well-being of our utility is important to the citizens, and making sure we continually are upgrading it and keep it working. It was a period of time, there's a couple points I want to make. I guess there was a period of time that we weren't able to do that. We were just kind of, is it fair to say we were just kind of reactive and patching and fixing, and then now we're able to kind of look forward, look ahead, and we want to continue to be able to do that and make repairs. I think I've heard Mr. Harris talk, some of our pipes and are over 100 years old. Is that fair to say?
It is, and that's a really good point, Mr. Mayor, that in a utility of our size, we're constantly working on things new and to upgrade so the citizen system that they own will be in good repair. Always work to do, but it does take the dollars, as you mentioned, to do that. So that's very accurate.
And then the other story that we all know, many of us know, the Continental story, I guess maybe for the new council people. What did we have to put out? We had to kind of front for quite a while until we were reimbursed.
Well, so the situation with a large industry like Continental, when we didn't even know what the name of the company was, we were just vying for this economic development project. The way it came down to when we were in the running for that project, we had to have utilities in place at a certain place with a lot of other, just to stay in the running. And fortunately, we had worked with our county and economic development team to make sure that the utilities were out there in that corridor. Had we not done that with that plan, quite frankly, we couldn't have got it done on time. We'd have missed the whole project.
But
So
didn't we spend a couple $1 million and had the,
we did. So the county, other infrastructure fund worked with us to put money in. And in the first penny sales tax, we actually had strategic infrastructure to be put in for economic development, for expansion of jobs. So it worked beautifully. Another reminder, as you say, that if we're not constantly working ahead of time, we will miss out on opportunities, and that would have cost our community quite a bit. And in case it was a blessing, because we have a lot of really good jobs there, because our utility was ready.
thank you. I guess I'll remind myself and just, I guess, why the health of the utility is so important, because we never know, say, even, I guess, on a natural disaster side where we may have to spend a lot of money. Is there any questions from council?
Yeah.
Yes, sir,
David.
Mr. Shaw.
So we're proposing an increase now for the next 5 years, a slight increase. Some of that is because it's been 11 years since we've had a price increase on water, and 4 years we didn't have any price increase on sewer.
That's right, residentially. You're correct. Yes, sir. So we've been pretty conservative residentially for quite a long time. I think that's evidenced by the comparison chart where we're on the lower end, and we're happy about that. We like to keep it that way, and we know it's always been important for mayor and council to have very competitive rates, and I think we proved that. And even with these proposed changes, we maintain that. So we're happy about that we think it's being good stewards of the system. At the same time, the increases, even fully realized over a 5-year period, we're still very conservative.
Anything?
Mr. Mayor, and Darren, I think that's such an important point that needs to be emphasized, that even with the increase, we are still at the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to the.
Yes. Thank you.
Last call. Anything from council?
I think too, when you see the news of what's taking place out in Texas, to know that we have ample supply, we're trying to create systems that can support growth as well as, be there when we need them, even during difficult times of weather conditions. And it's also encouraging to learn that we don't really take water out of lakes and ponds and rivers that sometimes can get contaminated, and then you got to boil water. But we pump the water from aquifers that have plenty of water down below. And I think those preparations in the past, it meant we've gone 11 years without a water increase. And I can't remember the last time I had to boil water. So I'm thankful for that.
We have been pretty blessed. Those of us who've been around for a while, many of us remember Hurricane Hugo all the way back in 1989. It was a different time, and Mr. Harris certainly has lived it. But we're very blessed that on our generation plants and even a lot of our distribution is protected now with generators and professionals that we're constantly, every single on a regular basis, we're running generators just to make sure when we need them, the pipes are not dry rotted and things work. So we're very fortunate that our system is in better shape. And I think it's been many mayors and councils initiative to do what you're doing to keep our communities utility moving forward, because we can't help what's coming at us. We've seen floods, ice storms, hurricanes, and they'll keep coming, unfortunately, but we want to be in the best position to be prepared to serve our citizens even under those rough times. So we do thank mayor and council for their vigilance on that, because we all remember scooping water out of pools just to make the toilet flush, and that was not the most fun.
Last call. Anything? No, I'd just like to thank Darren, you and staff, everyone that had a part in this, you putting this together, this information together for us. Just for the record, there will be no action taken. This is a workshop. Now, Mayor and council will go back and discuss and determine kind of what we want to do, and we'll get back with you. We appreciate this information that's been presented. So
Thank you.
is there a motion to adjourn? Second. Hasty moves, Davis seconds that we adjourn. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?